And what's going on, everyone? Welcome into a new edition of the Zen Frenz podcast. I'm so stoked to have Erika Nowlan, dog mom to Sukiyaki Shiba on Instagram, back to co-host today. And we have a New Year's Eve 2026 edition coming your
Yeah.
way for the Zen Friends podcast this week. So this will be the last time we get to talk to you in 2025. The next time you talk to us will be in 2026. Just saying.
See you next year.
We'll see you. We're going to have even year next year. I don't know how all you feel about that out there, but sometimes in life I like my odd years, the ones that ends in five and threes and ones, and sometimes I like my even years, the 22s, the 24s, the
Mm.
26s, I don't know if you're into superstitions, but we got a six coming up. It's going to be an even year.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It'll be good.
So
I have a good feeling.
how are you doing, Erica? How is your holiday season? How is Sucky doing? You are in Wisconsin now, so catch us up on life there since we last spoke with Lugari Pet Salon.
Yeah, sure. Well, we're having snow today, which is thrilling to our little Sookie. She just loves the cold. She's made for the cold. All my friends are sending me videos of their dogs going outside and then turning right back around and coming inside because it's so cold out. And then I'll send them videos of Sookie going outside just to stand there and enjoy the lovely 20-degree breeze. And, she's just thrilled. She's like, finally, it's nice out. So, and she's happy because her dad was traveling for Christmas for the holidays to see his family, and he's back. So she was moping and
Dad's
in her
home.
feelings, and now he's home. So now she's good.
Hey, life's not so bad with you, okay?
Thank you.
Unless
Thank
she
you.
doesn't think of you, as not fun mom where she can get all the treats and get away with murder, but, that's for you guys to decide.
Well, no, that is me. I'm the treat, like I'm the sucker of the two of us. So she I it is kind of nice because we do bond a little bit more. He typically feeds her um because I tend to overfeed her. I'm like, "Oh, this would be good to put in.
Can't
This would
hurt.
be good."
She asked
Right.
for it. I just gave it to
Yes.
her. What do you want me to say?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm at her bidding. So yeah, so it was nice. And then she kind of played with me after he got home, kind of a little like thinks it wasn't so bad, even though I moped the whole time.
Well, good, good. We're happy Rick is back in the house, back in
Yeah,
Wisconsin. It was a good holiday season with Sukiyaki Shiba herself and her amazing coat that she has for a Shiba Inu that's perfectly made to be a winter princess in Wisconsin. That's
that
like
is
right up
exactly
her
right.
alley. The
It
snow's
is.
coming down. She's like, this is right on cue. This is how I visualized my New Year's Eve here with a little bit of snow coming down today.
It's so pretty, and then it just accentuates her gorgeous coat and lands on it softly, and she just stands there admiring herself in the world in the snow.
I love it. Well,
What about Yosh?
I'm expecting a new series coming out on HBO next year. Something like a Game of Thrones, Winter Bones. It's gonna have
Winter
Seki. It's
Bones.
gonna have a coat. She's gonna look great. I can already see it now.
I can picture it too.
Yeah, so holiday season was great with Yoshi. He's doing well. He gets to stay at my mom's house partly during the week and then at my apartment as well. But we also have a family German Shepherd. His name is Tucker. And man, Germans have all the energy in the world. I mean, you walk in the room and he's out of breath just looking at you. All day. He just wants to go, 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 go. But yeah, I think for Yoshi's sake, it's great having him as an apartment dog. We love having him there, and he's got his little car bed that he likes and
Oh
tennis
my God, he
balls.
has a
All
car bed.
yeah. Well, I got him the first Sadies. I got him the first Sadies at Oh My Dog Boutique in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you're ever in Old Town, Arizona, go stop by Oh My Dog Boutique. We are going to have her again on the Zen Friends podcast. Her name is Jackie Griffin. She's the owner of the store. She's awesome. We did a short interview with her this year in person, but I do want to get her on long form audio with us for over an hour so we can get her full story. But at the time when I got him was back in 2020. He was a little pipsqueak, and I walked into the store and it said LA Dog was the license plate, and it was a
No way.
Mercedes. It was a black bed with the gray interior with the red lights on it. I'm like, I gotta get him the Mercedes.
This
Like,
is made for him
this is so you, Yoshi. You're gonna love this.
with the
So,
license plate and everything.
oh, the LA dog, we were going back to Westwood. I was like, this is perfect. Like, you here, Peace, Arizona, you are gonna be
Yeah.
an LA dog to the max. And he's actually had that same dog bed his entire life and still uses it to this day. He loves sleeping on it. We can put it anywhere in the room. He'll go find it. And that's his zone. So yeah, dog beds are worth it. And if you
Yeah.
get the right one, it could be a lifetime purchase for you.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. You and for us, we can never have enough dog beds. She likes to have, choices where she would like to sit at the moment or lay at the moment. So in any given room in the house, she has at least two
Any
beds.
given room.
Yeah, any given room. She has the kitchen where she can watch us cook and supervise and see if anything drops. And then the living room, one where she can see the TV, one where she can't, depending on her mood, that
Gotta
type
have
of thing.
options. Options are
Yeah,
important.
girls got to have options.
They're key. So yeah, no, so when he is at my mom's, I'll call him grandma, per
Yeah, of
se,
course, call her grandma,
at
of course.
grandma's, right?
Yeah.
He loves being there. He gets to run around with Tucker. They're both male dogs, so they don't play as well as he would play with like a female dog or maybe a dog that was smaller like him.
Hmm.
By the way, they're like total security for the house, like on steroids, especially he got that from Tucker. Any slight movement, boo, 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 come running up at the door, boo. I'm like,
So
all
they
right,
egg each other
relax,
on.
relax, relax, okay? Like the door opened, all right?
Yeah,
It's not
right,
World
right.
War II. Do
Yeah.
not sound the sirens right now. We are not getting bombed. There's a package at the door. I promise you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's totally taken that on from being around a German Shepherd as well. And
I
yeah,
see.
yeah, life's good for him. More yard space out there. He has his rooms. He's got his spots that he likes around the house. That couch, he's territorial about it. Sometimes,
No way.
someone, oh, cute Frenchie, and I'm like, hey, whoa, whoa, where did that come from? Like,
The
yeah,
gremlin
yeah. Oh, the
emerges.
the inner gremlin, it exists inside of him. So, sometimes you got to ask, and I got to, oh, let's get on a knee. You can give him the
Yeah.
hand. You're not a threat. We're all chill here. All right, everyone, stay calm. Stay calm. No one's getting barked at today. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay. But
That's
no,
great.
holiday season great for him, and yeah, I mean, for him, he's happy with the tennis ball. Honestly, I could get
Mm,
him some bones, I could get him some things to chew on, but he loves that, and it's an easy thing for me, especially because I'm playing tennis about twice a week now. They've always got balls laying around there, and it's
yeah.
the perfect toy to bring home from him. He's entertained to the max. The problem with Tucker, though, is Tucker literally will bite the tennis ball in half, give him like half a day, and it's going to be in pieces all over the
It's
floor.
ruined.
Yeah, the Germans, yeah, they don't mess around when it comes to biting down on the tennis balls. But Yoshi, yeah, he'll have it for weeks on end, and he loves it. So that's his Christmas gift, more tennis balls.
Oh, you'll have to do one of those like, what is it? They put it in some netting
Yeah,
on the
right?
ceiling and then they release it and it's like heaven. He gets like a
Oh
ton
my
of
God,
tennis
it's
balls.
raining tennis balls!
Yeah. Best day
Merry Christmas!
ever. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
And then I got new headphones, which should be good for this year, and the new mic to go along with our podcast.
The
So we're
new
all dialed in. We
mics.
got our crisp audio. We're sounding great in the headphones. I'm loving this. And then I got a new tennis racket. So I'm gonna get better at that this year as well. That'll be my personal hobby. But so we're sitting here now, Erica. It's December 31st. We got New Year's Eve this week, and we're working in the pet industry with Zen Frenz and all of the wellness supplements that we offer to the market and everything that we're doing. And this, along with 4th of July, seems to be with pet owners the most popular time of year, especially when it comes to noise anxiety and anxiety for pets. And we're going to do some research on this podcast that we have here today. By the way, we know you all love to use these products out there specifically for noise anxiety and fireworks and loud noises from Zen Frenz, whether it's the CBD Zen Drops liquid, whether it's the Zen Bite soft chew products, whether it's the Zen Butter calming peanut butter products that we have with the lick mats. You've got products like CBD that's THC free, so there's no psychoactive effect, all natural, non drowsy. We also have products with L-theanine and valerian root, chamomile, passion flower, and GABA and L-tryptophan, all natural calming amino acids that are also non drowsy too. So if you can go to zenfriends.com this week and use code FIREWORKS, you get 25% off site wide. So we got that going on for you all this week. But Erika, in particular, with noise anxiety for pets and it being so popular, when did you become aware of this yourself? Like when did this really become on your radar? Because I know for me it always existed, but it wasn't until working with Zen Frenz and the amount of overwhelming customer feedback that we had that I even noticed such a thing as noise anxiety or firework disturbance for pets.
Well, Sookie's always been a pretty sensitive pup. So we did our best to socialize her in all sorts of situations. We wanted to avoid a situation where she comes on a new, new thing, like, oh, all of a sudden kids are skateboarding and she's never experienced that before and she's wary of it and scared of it. We've tried to build her confidence around new situations and that kind of thing. And that included noise. We lived by a fire station, so she would help the siren. We call her a volunteer firefighter because she would help when the sirens would go off, she'd howl for them, just let the whole neighborhood know, there's an emergency, every heads up. But when it came to fireworks, they do a big show in Madison, huge show. And she's terrified. She's just terrified. It doesn't matter how much we tried to like destigmatize it or, make it a little bit more usual, like, oh, let's play a YouTube video with fireworks on and while we're giving her treats, like it's fine. We all of our conditioning wasn't effective enough for something that is so loud, and I feel like they feel it in their bodies. Um, there's, research on how wildlife responds to fireworks, and our pets are just my parents, Scotties, they sleep right through. They're completely
Mm,
unbothered. So not every dog.
depends on the pet.
It depends on the pet. And so for Sookie, growing up, we tried to make the situation as calm as possible to help her through her anxiety. We kind of stopped trying to prevent the anxiety from happening. We accepted, okay, so she's going to be scared when there's fireworks. What can we do? And CBD was a huge part of that to, I feel like her emotional state and mental state is up here. And I don't think any matter of, soothing her and reassuring her was going to bring that down. The CBD helps it become possible where
Mm.
she can, focus a little more and be more open to calming down. And then we use things like, I don't know, have you heard of the Thunder shirt?
Hmm.
So
The
it's,
compression
it's
shirt.
light compression. Yeah,
Hmm.
light compression. And then we got a Bluetooth speaker and played some calming music louder than the fireworks, or we'd put her in a crate with a cover and the music inside so that it was louder than the fireworks. Now she wasn't completely calm, but all of these measures helped. And now that she's 14, one of the advantages with seniors is they're not quite as sensitive anymore to sounds and that kind of thing. I
Experienced
mean,
it before, know, like, have a sense of spatial awareness. I've been through this before, but I'm gonna be okay because it's happened to me before enough
yeah,
times to
and
where
I've
now I
gotten
can feel
through
that
it.
way. Right.
That's right. That's right. And then part of it, I feel like she doesn't, her hearing is pretty good, but she doesn't necessarily hear like the super high pitched noises that would kind of set her off. So now CBD is enough. where we used to do all this thunder shirt and put her in a special place and make her feel safe. And um, she, the CBD does enough that she can just stay relaxed and rest or just be peaceful and calm during the fireworks. So, noise has been an issue despite all of our efforts. And so now, I'm glad we have a tool to
Mm.
deal with it. And if she won't take a treat, she likes the Zen bites.
Hmm.
But sometimes if she's already scared, she won't eat it. So I use the drops and I just
Orally.
put them
Yeah.
right in. Yeah. And she takes it just fine. And so that way I feel like now she's associated it with, oh, this makes me feel better because
Right.
she doesn't like struggle, like, no, don't give me
Right.
that. She's
Right. Right.
okay, I'll take that.
Not like a fight, like a medicine that you're giving,
Yeah,
and now it's like, oh
yes.
yeah, bring that over here.
You're
I need some of
right.
that right now.
Exactly. 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 Medicine time. Oh God, what a struggle.
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah, very different from that. But if I can anticipate, oh, tonight we're gonna have fireworks going on, then I'll give her some, an hour or two beforehand, just so set her up for success.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask as well. A lot of pet owners want to know what's the turnaround time? How long before the fireworks should I give something like this? What I tell them is the liquid, because it's a liquid, it gets absorbed into the body quicker than like
Hmm.
a peanut butter or a soft chew product would take. So what I notice, especially when it comes to the CBD products, we get feedback within a 15 to a 20-minute time window. So it's happening a lot quicker. The soft chews, those could be more of a bit of an extended release effect, maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on the dog. But is there any sense of a turnaround time that you've noticed with products like CBD from Zen Frenz or ingredients like L-theanine, valerian root, chamomile, passion flower, those herbal calming remedies that are not a trazodone, that are not a
Hmm.
Prozac, that are not a pharmaceutical drowsy sedative type product? What have you noticed with that?
Yeah, I do want to speak to the trazodone. It is a very effective drug for high anxiety situations, such as the vet. But at home, she's just, when we've given her trazodone, she's um, like drooling and
Mm,
completely out of it and not herself. And I have to be careful, like she's not so steady on her feet. So I don't want her going up and down stairs. So we're kind of blocking her. And um, with CBD, there's none of that. There's no, we're not drugging her. We're giving her a
which is
supplement
so
that
funny
helps her
because every
along.
time anyone sees it, they're like, "Oh, do I want to get my dog stoned?" And then we have to go
Right.
through that education process.
Yes. Yes, exactly. The THC makes it, we're not giving them,
Right.
they're not going to get the munchies and want to listen to Pink Floyd.
Sounds like a great idea
It
tonight.
does. I mean, that sounds like a good time. Don't get me wrong.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
Um, but
So
no,
yeah, the
so you're
CBD
not
does
drugging your dog.
not drugging your dog. You're not drugging your dog. And I'm not
You
somebody
think
who's like
holistic,
never.
you think wellness, you think herbal, you think subtle, you think gentle,
Yes,
not
yes.
drugging, hardcore, go to sleep, drooling, out of character,
Yeah.
out of state.
Yes, yes, absolutely. She's 100% still herself. She still has an appetite. She still goes and gets water. She's not, um, she's going outside and going to the bathroom. I mean, she does everything that she normally does, but she's not anxious. So it's bringing her back to how she normally is. Whereas the drug like trazodone makes her completely out of it. And I don't like. I'll do that for a vet visit or something going
Mm,
on, but I don't want to do that regularly. That's
mm.
not that's not nice for anyone in the house. It's not good for her, and I don't I don't like her in that state. It makes me worried. Like, is something going on? Is that typical that she should be so out of it? So I'm so happy to have something like Zen Friends to give her where I know this is safe and she's not going to turn into a drooling
Right.
you know, just limp, drooling sack. She's just chill. She's just chill. And sometimes it does help her sleep, but I wouldn't say that it's because it's has a drowsy effect, I think she just is relaxed and she tends to sleep a lot. I think it just, but I agree with the time window you were mentioning. Um, I would say with the liquid drops that I would even say 15 minutes. I feel like I'm already noticing it might not be fully, but I'm already noticing that that high level is
Mm.
starting to go down.
The
And
Zen
then
is taking
by
effect.
yes, exactly.
The Zen
Oh,
is coming. Step into class. Namaste. Have a seat.
namaste. That's
Relax.
right.
Leave all your worries in 2025. Come into 2026. We'll be feeling good this year.
That is exactly right. That is exactly how it is. And so, you go into yoga class and you settle on your mat and you're welcoming, like you said, leaving your problems at the door, welcoming breath and relaxation. And then sometimes I couple this at that time with a light massage. And that really kind of puts her, facilitates the process where she's just chill and feeling, taking out the tension that she has. And then after half an hour, 45 minutes, and definitely an hour, it's completely kicked in. But what's funny about pinpointing it is that it isn't a boom, drastic change.
Mm.
It's a bit gradual. So you just see her like, oh, she was sitting up, really rigid, and now she kind of moved her paws and she stopped. Like Suki does some stress behavior. She pants.
Hmm.
She starts shedding if she's really stressed. She'll
Hmm. Yeah.
and so and then that kind of rigidity that I was talking about in her body language. So and she likes to hide. So
Mm.
some of those behaviors um start to dissipate. And I notice I'm not hearing,
Hmm.
oh, okay, so she's calming down. So there's just a bunch of signs that I can see her physical state is calming down. And, if she stays pretty tense after an hour, I'll give her a second. The dosage is on the
Mm.
back and it
Right.
says, like pups up to 25 um pounds is this dosage and
Right.
pups after 25 and she's at 30 pounds. So I start with the lower dosage and just see if that's enough. And if it's not, I give her a second one. And that is definite. I can tell a difference that she's had the higher dosage, that
Hmm.
she's really mellowed by that. And sometimes we need that and sometimes we don't.
And it makes you feel much better as a pet owner too, because A, we don't like being anxious ourselves, but B, what makes us anxious is those we love and care about next to us that are not feeling well too. And especially during a situation where people outside, they're celebrating, they're having a good time, they're doing, what's normal to them, not normal for pets. That's a stressful night for Suki when fireworks are going off in the neighborhood, and it makes you feel anxious just looking at a
Yeah.
pet who's anxious as well. So to see that gradual calm state to her and sense to her makes you feel a lot better as a pet owner as well too.
It does, and it makes me feel more secure about if I wanted to go somewhere. Like I would think, oh, New Year's Eve, I can't go out because I have to look after Suki. I'm not going to leave her alone when she's so stressed and so put out. And I think with Zen Friends and maybe, a little bit of a coddling. I coddle I coddle her so much. So, a
Never enough
little
coddles.
coddling.
There will
Yeah.
come a day you can't coddle. Today is not that day.
Today's not that day. Today's not that day. And a few things plus the CBD, I would feel much more comfortable and at ease. Like you said, we absorb it ourselves as pet parents. We don't want our pet kids to be stressed, and we take it on ourselves. So that really does help me relax and feel like maybe I could make plans. Whereas before that I wouldn't even make plans. I would just be like, nope, she's the priority. I mean, she's still the priority, but but I have a
You,
little
you
more
guys hear that
freedom,
out
which
there?
is
Your
nice.
key to escaping this New Year's Eve holiday is Zen butter for your dogs out there. You will
Yes,
be free to go to the movies, dinner,
that's
clubbing,
right.
whatever you're into. You can
Yeah.
escape for that 3 hours. You heard it here first.
You can put on your furry costume. I hear
And they're
furries are
having
like
a
a
grand
thing.
old time. Take your time.
Yes,
Everything's
do
good
your
over
thing.
here. Yeah, I got dog TV. I got the bone. I
Yeah,
got the peanut butter to lick on. Life's good over here.
exactly. And so speaking of the Zen butter, so Suki isn't as much of self a self-soother with licking as some other dogs are, but I do know some dogs that um motion is
Mm.
like they'll lick their paws when they're stressed like, over and over and over
And
just
it's
because
a
it's
stress
kind of
relief to do that. I feel the same way as a human. I mean, I'll click on a pen. I'm tapping
yes,
my
yes,
knee.
right.
I'm tapping my foot on the floor. Those are relieving my stress, but I need that activity to feel that.
Right. And like people had fidget spinners. At first, I thought you meant that you lick your hand obsessively when you're stressed. I was
Sometimes
a little worried about you for a second there, Alex.
depends what the score is on the TV.
Yes, right. That's right. Exactly. So she doesn't necessarily do that, but my dad's Scotty does that. And I think the lick mat with the Zen butter is a perfect way to soothe a dog. First of all, they're not licking the fur off their own body,
Right.
and
Which
that can create a
that
hot
sucks.
spot, and that's a whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, so they can lick the mat with the Zen butter, and they get that calming, CBD within that process. So they're being soothed at the beginning,
Mhm.
and then once it kicks in, they're being soothed by
The
that.
activity
So
itself
the activity itself, right?
is a stress reliever in itself for pets
Yeah.
because they feel soothed the more they lick, and then that's a stress relief in itself. Yeah, I agree. I think it's an awesome combination. I think Kong toys are a great idea as well,
Mm-hmm.
as any way to keep them stimulated or occupied, which is why I feel so at ease a lot of the times when pets have a bone or my dog is chewing on a bone or something like that. They're just satisfied. They're just like
Yeah.
gnawing with their eyes half closed, just loving life. Like I couldn't see myself doing that all day, but it's better than anything for them. It's literally
Right.
a blatant stress relief for them. And if you can get some nutritional component to that as well, that's great for pets. And if the ingredients are good for them, that's great too. That's something we feel good about. And if your pet is anxious and you're getting calming herbal remedies that are all natural, not pharmaceuticals, not sedative, that's something we're feeling really good about this year.
And I feel like the dosing, I mean, it's, um, you should stick to the suggested amount, but it's not where, oh, if you go slightly over that, it's dangerous. It doesn't have a dangerous level. Whereas like we said, with medications, that's not true. So if they're licking the Zen butter and that's really helping them, and you want to put a little bit more on the mat, you
Hmm.
can do that, or you can wait an hour and do it again
Or freeze it
and
like a popsicle.
freeze it. That's a great idea. Yeah. And that will keep them occupied for a long time. Which is also part of this. You want to keep them distracted and happy and not thinking about the fireworks or party sounds. Like you said,
Mm,
people are
those loud
doing
noises.
things. Yeah. Also, people tend to have a lot of company at this time of year between the holidays and New Year's. And dogs are very sensitive to their routine being
Mm,
interrupted. So,
it's a great point.
going to grandma's is routine. I mean, he's used to, Yoshi's used to
The
going.
sense, right,
Yeah, so that's not so unusual. But if your cousins and aunts and uncles are over, that is unusual
right.
and disturbs they might have fun, they might be excited to see people, but
But
then
it's an
they want
anxious
their
occasion.
space.
Yeah.
It's an anxious occasion, and
It's
people are maybe
comfortable
drinking,
for
maybe getting
you.
excited.
Well, I don't know. I mean, depending on how you feel about seeing your families on the holidays,
Right.
comfortable for
You might,
you to be in that room,
yeah,
but
right.
not comfortable for the dog. The dog's anxious, a lot of commotion going on, a lot of break from the routine, a lot of who are all these people in
Mm,
this space that I dominate and I own throughout the
yeah,
week, stepping into this space, grabbing these things that I'm used to, sitting on this couch that I'm used to. That's a disruption to the whole system for a dog.
right. And they're used to their quiet time, their downtime. Um, so, and then also if you're there and the rest of the family's there, you have a lot of things that you're focusing on. Maybe you're
Right.
helping in the kitchen or whatever. And so when he's like, well, dad's usually next to me on the couch chilling. So that's not happening either. So there, it just gives them a chance to relax even with kind of heightened circumstances.
And it's a sensitive thing for us as humans as well. Like especially when I take Yoshi to the dog park, like I want him to be a good representation of me. So I want him to be on his best behavior, kind of like if you have a kid as well too. Well, the same thing when you're having company over, you want it to be a pleasant experience for them. You don't want your dog to be the aggressive dog that's
Hmm.
attacking company, right? That puts you in a really uncomfortable situation, but you don't always want to have to board your dog or give your dog away for that time period as well. You want to be able to try to mix the two, especially
Hmm.
another one that you're talking about for the holiday season and travel. You want to be able to travel, right? You work hard all year. This is the time to get away for a week, going into the new year in the summertime as well. But you want to be able to incorporate your pets along for that journey as well, too. So having them be calm during these unusual situations is really important because they're going to continue to come up and searching for remedies to assist with that. That's what we're on the forefront of. That's something that we're focused on this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm doing some research here, Erica, just to
Mhm.
dive in a little bit. We're talking
Yeah.
about pet anxiety, and we know fireworks, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. And dogs specifically do have anxiety when it comes to loud noises like fireworks. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a research here. And
Yeah.
I'm one of my new obsession, Chat GPT, this virtual assistant that can do so many things for you in life. Just give it a shot, put some prompts in. You don't even have to say please and thank you. It literally right there is going to spell it all out to you in less than 30 seconds. But the prompt here is what percentage of pets experience anxiety? Just to start off with that. And it's stating there isn't a single authoritative number for what percentage of all pets experience anxiety, but multiple surveys and studies give a good sense that it's very common, especially in dogs. So, one study tested over 15,000 dogs and found that 73% showed at least one anxiety related behavior, whether that's
Wow.
noise sensitivity, fearfulness, separation signs,
Mm,
right? So that would be for dogs themselves. Okay. Trainer behavior estimates suggest up to 75% or more of dogs show anxiety issues at some point, though definitions vary. And then other research estimates specific anxiety disorders like separation anxiety affect over 20% of dogs, while specific fears like noise phobia can
mm,
affect even larger groups. So that's going to be more general. Cats,
I
on the
see.
other hand, fewer big formal studies exist for
Mm,
cats, but some data does indicate more than half of cats exhibit anxiety type behaviors like hiding, noise fear, stress reactions. For example, one source reported about 56% of cats experience some form of anxiety. Then a few important things to note here. Anxiety can mean different things from mild stress behaviors to clinical anxiety disorders. So numbers vary depending
mm,
on the criteria of who's reporting the behaviors. Most data come from owner surveys, which over an estimate, true clinical anxiety you can come to find,
mm,
but there's different ways to come across this. Here's my biggest thing. That's a
mm.
very large percentage.
Yeah.
I mean,
Regardless. Yeah.
regardless, if you're looking at cats or if you're looking at dogs as well, over 50%, that's one in every two dogs is experiencing some form of anxiety in shape or form. Did you think it would be that prevalent to do a quick search like that?
Honestly, no. Because
Maybe
that's
like
just
one in
such a
every
high
four,
number.
one in every eight, not one in every
Yes.
two.
Right. Exactly. And when I think about the dogs that I know a lot of dogs, I love it. And pretty much all my friends have dogs, and I'm trying to think of any of them that doesn't have any anxiety, and I'm coming up pretty short. I feel like maybe it's due to their connection with us that, when we leave, that's an anxious thing for them. And then, they're creatures of habit. If they go to the vet and they get, poked by needles and things that are uncomfortable, they remember that.
Mm.
They've got memories and associations with different things. So, that can build. Like, oh, my first visit at the vet, I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And then they stabbed me. So now, so now I'm gonna
I'm
go
not gonna,
back and
don't take me back there, please.
yeah, exactly. And they tried to cut off my paws. So, the embellish maybe a little. but yeah, there's all sorts of, like they said, where it's hard to define. It's because when I said Sookie does stress panting, well, every time she's panting, it's not because of stress necessarily. She could be hot or whatever, but there's a specific kind of way that she pants when she's stressed. And so, having to pick up on that, I don't know. I understand why they're having trouble being super precise, but that high number, it surprised me. But when I think about it a little more, it really doesn't. I really see that it is a really prevalent issue with dogs, with our pets.
So, furthermore, here to add, these are the
Mm,
common types of pet anxiety, and it's bringing up about 10 total. So, the first one we're going to begin with is separation anxiety. This is most common in dogs. Triggered when a pet is left alone or away from their human. The signs are excessive barking, whining, destructive behavior, pacing, accidents, drooling. We're not getting away from that. I mean, separation anxiety, I think, always has existed throughout history, and it's only going to amplify the more we become bonded to our
mm.
pets. Now, different pets are going to exhibit those signs differently, but like that destructive behavior when Yoshi was a puppy, I can relate to that 100%.
What
The
did he do?
barking, oh, I mean, shoes, you talk about like bottom of couches, like wires. There was a lesson that had to come
Oh,
with cords. But honestly,
uh-oh.
I got to give it to him. That was a real big emphasis for me when I came home and I saw the ripped up book or paper, no, this object associated with this space is a no. That's like a
Mhm.
no, and you get reprimanded for that. And I'm very proud of him because throughout his life, I mean, he really never chews up my shoes, chews up any cords. Like, there's not a lot of valuables that are chewed up when I'm gone because I spent the time with him as he was a puppy to really, show right from wrong and A
Yeah,
from B,
yeah.
right? Now, your toy, this thing here, I'm going to introduce this to you as a toy. It's going to come across playful.
Mm.
This is here for you when I'm gone, right? That's really important. But I would
Yeah.
say the destructive behavior, that's something that I noticed as a pet owner. What about you as separation anxiety? Any separation anxiety from Sucky that you noticed?
Yeah, she's such a good girl. She hasn't done destructive behavior to kind of protest, you know. I think that's part of it. I think that it's an anxiety release, but I think it's also I think sometimes they know they're being naughty, and it's
Right.
like, here, I'm going to show you how I felt when you were gone. Um, and then chewing up shoes. I always wonder if they're like, my dad puts on his shoes and then leaves. And sometimes he brings me with him on a walk, but this time he didn't. And so now I'm going to chew up his shoes. I always wonder where there's this, whether there's something behind it. Um, but she definitely, I can tell by the way that she greets us that she's
Mm,
just so relieved
mm,
that we're home because she's been worried. And I've left things like, okay, here's the toy you can chew on and occupy your time, and with, like a Kong, like you said, and it's untouched. She she's like, oh, I'll get to that when I'm calm and I know what's going on. She's a dog that'll sit in the hallway so she can see all the doors and the exits and where everyone's going and what they're doing. She sleeps on the end of the bed because if anything happens, she's right there. She's just very, like we've tried to get her, oh, come cuddle with us, and
mm,
she has a job to do that she
mm.
takes really seriously that we didn't necessarily assign to her, but you know.
Like, I'm taking this job.
Exactly. So I think when we're gone, she feels in charge of the house and she feels like she needs to look out for things or be aware, and it's not time to relax and
They love
chew on
being
a toy.
protectors. It's like a natural innate trait for dogs.
Yeah, right. So that's speaking of Sookie, I think that's she doesn't like to be away from us, but she also feels the need to step up,
Right.
and that makes her anxious. And I think a lot of other dogs, they just don't like it. They just don't want to be
Mm.
alone. They're pack animals and they want their pack home with them. Or they want to go wherever you're going.
So true. Okay, next is noise anxiety,
Mm.
noise phobia, triggered by loud or sudden sounds. Common triggers, fireworks, thunderstorms, vacuum cleaners, sirens. The signs of this are shaking, hiding, panting, bolting, escape attempts. I mean, that's that we kind of covered that earlier, but
Yeah.
that's going to continue to happen for dogs when it comes with fireworks, construction in the neighborhood,
Oh, construction.
sirens. You're talking about Sookie with skateboards in the neighborhood as well,
Mhm.
just unfamiliar sounds that is going to have an anxious effect for a pet, and there's no getting away from that.
How's Yoshi with the vacuum cleaner? Sookie's pretty okay with it.
Uh,
Oh yeah, is this a thing?
yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like at first it was a thing for him. He's like, "What is this robot?" And then they get out on the ground and they go side, side,
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
side, side, side. But it's
That's
kind of
so funny
it's
when they
actually
do
kind
that.
of fun to use the vacuum, especially if it gets a reaction out of your dog, because
Yeah.
they go like totally berserk when they see it.
Yeah.
But I feel like now, like you're saying, like when you get used to it, they have spatial awareness, they've got the memory. I think he goes a little less nuts now than he probably did when he was younger.
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, I always thought of the old style vacuums, not like the robot vacuums, but that hear this monster creature that's making this weird growling noise, and mom keeps pushing it away from her and then pulling it back. It gets pulled back toward her, and then she's pushing it away. I'll help you push it away. I'll attack the vacuum for you, mom.
What is this contraption you have in the house right now?
Yeah. And then my dad Scotty flipped over the Roomba and kind of like he had challenged it. He flipped it over and he was like, "Yeah, take that."
Get out, get out,
Yeah.
get out, get out.
So they have a little bit of a contentious relationship with them,
Yeah,
different styles of
I've
the
seen some of
vacuum.
those videos where dogs like just will totally just go outside and own the trash cans over and over and over and over and over again, and it's just an obsession for the pet
Yeah.
to knock down the garbage can.
Right, right, exactly. And conquer them,
Oh,
like
I did
I
it.
win.
Now what? What's next? Throw me
Yeah,
the ball
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, so after this, which that's not going anywhere, noise
Mm,
anxiety is generalized anxiety. So we have ongoing persistent anxiety, not tied to one specific trigger, constant restlessness, hyper vigilance, clinginess, inability to relax. I mean, I just think those are your nervous Nelly cases of dogs that are just constantly anxious. And it just
yeah.
seems like they just walk around with that anxiety. We all know those humans that are like that too. They're just
Yeah, you're right.
courage the cowardly dog, but just generalized anxiety. It could be a breed thing, it could be
Hmm.
a personal experience type thing for a pet, depending
Yeah.
on, the situation that they came up in. But there definitely are those dogs that are just shaking as soon as you walk into a room, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. And I think in those cases, we're not looking at an occasional thing that helps them. I think we're looking at, go to your vet and talk to them about anxiety, and maybe they'll, like you said, with humans, maybe they'll take
Like a
something that,
chronic anxiety. It's just
right,
chronic.
yeah.
It's just ongoing. Can't stop
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, and that's no fun for them to live in that state. That there's a reason we have anxiety. It's not supposed to be all the time. So, you know, um, but like you said, I feel like there are some breeds that are, you know, kind of
More anxious than
predisposed.
others.
Yeah.
I
The,
feel like
high strung.
we go to my girlfriend Gracie's grandma. She's got two Chihuahuas there for
I was
the
thinking about
holidays. She's
Chihuahuas
always
too.
Chihuahuas. This Chihuahua is just always shaking, like
Yeah.
and it's sweet. But I feel for the dog that the dog's
Right.
just constantly shaking and nervous about everything and all the time. Or it looks like the air condition is turned down to like 50 degrees and they're
Yeah.
freezing, but it's just a constant shaking, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, everything's okay, come here, relax.
Yeah.
But it could be a breed thing with some of the pets.
I think so.
So after that, we have social anxiety, fear or stress around people or other animals, strangers, other dogs, crowded places, grooming visits,
Mm,
sign, is freezing, growling, avoidance, or trembling. Social anxiety, you're talking about meeting new people, going to the groomer, being in public spaces. That's something we can't avoid. We do want to
right.
introduce our pets to other people, but there's some form of anxiety that comes along with social situations for pets, also for humans as well too.
Hmm. That's true. And they can sense through the leash if you're feeling tense. Like you're walking your shepherd and you see another shepherd coming up and you've had some interactions that aren't great and you tense up on the leash and then they're going, "Oh, this is a situation to be tense about." You know, I think they can go hand in hand. But yeah, and that's something that when I was talking about kind of socializing Sookie to different situations, we were trying to avoid, we were trying to make positive associations or neutral associations with being in crowded places. Um, and she's really great at tolerating, she's had kids come up and hug her, and the parent is really freaked out because so many dogs they don't like hugs they don't feel the way we feel about what a hug means. And luckily, she's just super sweet and lets them, or if she minds, she'll sit there and kind of give a look, but she allows it. Um, and it's something that, people can work on with their kids, how to properly greet a dog that you don't know. And so, there have been situations if a dog has been hugged and it didn't feel comfortable with that and it sees a kid coming, maybe it growls. And that's not great. So I think that kind of anxiety can happen through repeated situations and hopefully through repeated calm situations, it can be lessened.
100%. Yoshi experienced that with kids, especially we would be at these markets on the weekends and a kid may try to go up and pet him when he's in his pen or something like that. And he's got that quick
Hmm.
reaction to it. Or
I
sometimes
love
with the
your
male,
imitation of
it's what
that,
it
by the
is. That's
way.
like the,
I love it.
the head's got to shake, and
Yeah.
it's it's that inner gremlin that comes out of him. It's not that he bites people or would bite
Hmm.
a kid, but it's like a, hey, back away. I'm not comfortable with you approaching me this fast right now, and I'm gonna let you know, like, boo, like step back.
Boundary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boundary. Like,
Yeah.
and he does that with males too. He doesn't always
Hmm.
do it with females, but you never know. Like, when someone asks to pet him, he's not just like your simple dog where it's like, oh, I love to be pet by everyone. It's like
Golden
there's
retriever.
there's a screening process that's going on
Mhm.
here.
Yes.
His ears are peeled back a little bit. He's trying to see if
Hmm.
he can trust you or not. Like, are
Yeah.
you good in this zone that we're in right now? Because I'm looking after him. I'm looking after my space.
Yeah.
And you need to have good intentions coming into space. If I see any type of threat, like, I'm going to ask you to back up.
Right.
And
Right.
dogs wear that on their sleeve. So
Yeah.
French bulldogs, they wear that on their sleeve pretty
Big
heavily.
time.
Big time. Yeah. So
Because especially because they're smaller too, I feel like they
that
feel they
Napoleon
need.
complex.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm taller than
Exactly
you and I'm
that.
going to tell you
Yeah.
about it.
Yes.
But no, yeah, with kids as well. And you're right, with those memories of that spatial awareness as well too, 100%. He carries memories inside of him, like being attacked in a dog park. We go back to that same dog park a week later. He's not dragging me to go inside. He's
Mm.
fearful of that environment because he's associating with that. But yeah, I agree as well too. I mean, he definitely has that for certain situations. Okay, next up we have here is environmental anxiety caused by changes in surroundings or routine. Kind of getting into what we talked about for, the
Having
routine for
company.
pets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Triggers, moving homes, new furniture, travel, vet visits, signs, hiding, appetite changes, litter box issues for
Oh.
cats, litter box issues, and
Mm.
cleanliness as well too. I agree. I mean, I think dogs are very habitual creatures and environment's really important for them. So if you break that environment or you break that routine, there is going to be some form of anxiousness that follows that.
And they're so sensitive to their environment and they can hear sounds we can't hear. They can smell smells we can't smell. So it can be really hard to identify what is triggering. Is it just generally that all this stuff is new, or is there some high-pitched noise at a frequency that we're not hearing that's really bugging them and scaring them? I mean, it can be tough to figure out what it is and how to stop it. They what did it say? It said moving homes, new furniture, travel, vet visits. Oh, appetite changes as a sign. There are dogs that will just refuse to
Mm,
eat. They're just, nope, this is too strange of a situation, too weird of a day, not eating. And it's interesting that your dog has to feel a certain level of
right,
comfort to
right.
to eat.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that as well too. I mean,
Hmm.
like them being habitual creatures, like, no, there's something off right now, and unless it gets back to it, I'm gonna pass up on eating, even though I would eat anything when I was
Yeah,
feeling comfortable. And
yeah,
I'd have to tell you, I'd have to beg you to stop eating if I was the human in that situation.
that's right.
Okay, next is confinement anxiety, stress from being in enclosed spaces. So we've got
Mm,
crates, carriers, cars, and some of the signs are frantic escape behavior, vocalization, chewing bars. I
mm,
mean, I agree with that. I think, just being in a crate in itself is immediately anxious for a pet. They start whining right away for that. Or, depending on the pet, some love being in the car. They love travel. It's no problem. But others, it's like a nightmare getting
yeah.
getting in the car and going somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. A friend of mine, Rachel, her pitty Reuben hates car rides. He gets just so stressed. It's really sad. And she tried all of the things you could possibly try to make the situation more comfortable. Then he had, and they were making some progress slowly, slowly. He had a medical issue. So then a lot of the car rides ended up at the vet, which was just reinforced the negative experience. It wasn't, oh, the car ride means I get to go for a hike. Um, so now luckily he's all good. And so they resumed their efforts to make it comfortable for them. And something worked, and you're not going to freaking believe that after all these efforts, a pair of sunglasses.
Oh,
They
wow.
put a pair of sunglasses on him, and all of a sudden he was fine, and he's fine in the car.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. And
Wow.
and she tried, CBD, and it's not like it doesn't help, but when he's that anxious, it doesn't quite cut through.
Yeah.
Um, so then, the sunglasses and some CBD, I think, like they have a cabin a few hours away and they like to take the dogs with them. And him being stressed in the car the whole time makes her stressed, like you said. It makes the situation miserable for everyone. So now he's got his sunglasses
Sounds
and
like some
he's
Stevie Wonder piano going on in the back of the car. That's
yeah,
that's what he needed his whole life. Everyone just sit down and relax, okay? Everything's gonna be okay here.
he's just needed to be like a chill bro, I
Yeah.
guess. He just needs his shades and he's
Block
all
the
good.
haters. I can't see any of you. This car ride is great right now. I'm loving it.
We really could not believe it that after all of that, a pair of sunglasses worked. I mean, it was just like, come on. But I'm glad
That's
something
the
finally
trick.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did
Put
the
the, put
trick.
these sunglasses on him. See if that helps.
Yeah,
Ah, wow.
maybe we'll get a
Trial and error.
listener. Yeah, maybe we'll get a listener with their dog has some kind of travel anxiety and like they can try the sunglasses. Let us know if it works.
The sunglass market for pets. That's something that I've seen, a little bit the last few years. The goggles for
The
pets, those are
goggles.
looking
We got Sookie
popular.
some
Yeah.
goggles for the beach because the stand blows, on windy days. She's, squinting her eyes. And so we got her, they're pink. What a shock.
It goes along with your mic. It's
Yes,
perfect.
exactly.
She's got her pink goggles ready for the slopes. You've got your mic ready to break it down on the
Yes,
podcast. We're doing good so far here in
that's right.
2026.
Totally.
All right, so next up after that, we have aging. So this is number 7 out of 10. Aging cognitive anxiety often affects senior pets, linked to cognitive dysfunction or declining senses. The signs are confusion, nighttime restlessness, pacing, vocalizing.
Hmm.
I mean, unfortunately, that's, it's a part of humans and pets as well, is that aging process sucks.
Yeah.
And, our brain naturally is going to deteriorate, our body's naturally going to deteriorate. We are not machines, we're not plugged in and living on lifetime battery.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, this is going to happen with pets, and with aging comes cognitive anxiety that pets can experience.
Yeah. And this nighttime thing is a thing.
Nighttime
If
restlessness.
nighttime restlessness, or sundowner syndrome, sometimes it's called. Um, and all those classic anxiety signs are there, including the confusion. Maybe maybe you catch your dog standing and staring at the corner of the wall. They're just not in the right state. So, that's extremely stressful. It's hard to see your pets get older and, whatever you can do to help them in that situation. I know a lot of pet parents wonder
Right.
what can I do for them and stuff. So yeah, it you can definitely um see that in your senior pets. I mean, it's great that pets are living longer
Right.
and, so we are going to have to handle things like that to help our pets get through when they have senior moments.
It's that inevitable, unfortunate truth, but we're gonna stick it out with them until the end,
Yeah.
just like our
Mm.
grandparents as well too. That's a very frustrating part about it. But like the dementia my grandma had, especially as she got older, I mean, I would go visit her a ton of times on like let's say like the last 5 years of her life, but I'm in there in the room and I'm talking to her, but she can only mumble and her attention may veer off to go looking at the
Mm.
TV as I'm standing right in front of her. And it's frustrating to see that, but it's a clear example that it's unavoidable, especially as pets age and as humans age as well, too. The brain's just not going to function the way, that it did at a certain age when it's got all of the vital,
Mm.
all the vital functions going on properly. It's part of it.
I'm sorry you went through that. That's hard.
I mean, it's okay, and I definitely wish like within those last 5 years, sometimes you could wanting to know what that person's trying to say, almost like a pet as well too. That's like barking at you, trying
Yeah.
to tell you something.
Yes.
Like, what are you trying to say? But kind of once you hit that point, there's no going back with things like dementia for the brain. So, yeah, it's all a part of it. But it's something that we hold a lot of empathy and sympathy towards, and we will have to deal with as pet owners, and
Hmm.
and also as kids with parents and having grandparents and eventually vice versa.
Yeah.
After that, we have trauma-related anxiety. So this is kind of that spatial awareness that we talked about, caused by past negative experiences, triggers, shelters, abandonment, abuse, accidents. Signs are shut down behavior, fear responses to specific cues.
Hmm.
I noticed this with a lot of rescue type pets,
Yeah.
especially with Zen Frenz over the year. A lot of people who approach the company or approaching the booth, they have a pet, their pet has anxiety, they rescued their pet from a situation, and there's a whole acclimation process that they're going to trying to get their pet up to speed and to feel okay that you're in a better
Yeah.
space now, you're in a better situation, you're not in that terrible situation that you were in before we got you.
Right. And they're all each on their own timeline, maybe depending how, um, what their particular situation was. And so, we're dealing with unfamiliar environment, right? Which is anxious for a pet that has been, treated like a king or queen their whole life,
Right.
where as they all should be. And so, yeah, that is really interesting that they have this kind of period of, um, like acclimation, what you said, where they almost have to, I've seen like be in a confined space where they have limited interactions, limited,
It's like a
so that they're
buffer
not
zone.
overwhelmed. Yeah, right, a buffer zone, right. And a place that they can go where they know that they're going to be safe and they can see, oh, my camera zoomed in, so I
There
guess
you go. That autofocus,
the
like get to the
autofocus.
point
Yeah,
that you can see.
that's
Good
exactly
job,
how
Zoom.
it feels. Gee, it's doing it again. Okay, I don't know. Well, yeah, now it distracted me from my point. But yeah, that's the unfortunately a lot of rescue dogs go through that and it just takes time. And once there's
It's a
enough time,
process.
yeah. And
It's
and
not
what
going to
the
happen overnight.
no, definitely not. And one of the most wonderful things is when you do take steps earning their trust, when they do,
You see that
first
little
kind of
progress, little by little by little.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, and
awesome.
it takes time because they need to be reassured over and over that I'm not being baited to be in an uncomfortable or dangerous situation and I need to protect myself. So, I think that's definitely has to
And
be
it
an
probably never goes away
anxiety trigger.
100%.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
But to make that progress to get so far from where you started, with that anxiety that you could have from the category, which is what we're talking about, trauma related anxiety. It's an
Mm.
amazing accomplishment. It's almost like a journey in itself.
Yeah.
we saw what you were, way back when we first got you. This dog was just terrible anxiety and just
Mm.
not comfortable. But we've been working at this. It's taken, years now, much better off in a much better state. We're feeling better because of it. We're making progress here.
Yeah, you kind of have to override what they went through. So if they went through a lot, it's going to
Unlearn,
take a lot.
unlearn,
Unlearn,
unlearn.
unlearn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up after this, we have touch or handling anxiety.
Mm.
Fear of being handled or restrained. Triggers are grooming, nail trims, vet exams. Signs are snapping. Yeah, like that's like
Yeah, yeah,
pulling away, stress signals. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's especially why people should ask, is it okay if I pet your dog
right.
before just going and grabbing a dog, by
Yeah,
the head?
yeah,
I would like people to ask me that of my dog, before
yeah.
that they did. And then also, I'll probably get down on a knee
Mm.
so that we're all at the same level here. It's all
Yes.
comfortable. I'll show Yoshi you that I'm good with you, that we're having a good interaction here. You're not a
Yeah.
threat, right? So we're cool with each other. Yoshi, you can be cool with this person too. And then there's kind of like that opening up type process. But yeah, touch or handling anxiety, that's a thing.
Yeah, definitely. And when they mention grooming, the not every stage of grooming is comfortable. Nail trims, you might nick the quick in their
Hmm.
nails, and then, you know, is a dog going to be like, "Oh, here, take my paw and do that again?" So, that definitely is a source of anxiety. It's funny because Suki runs away when I get the brush out, but then when I'm actually brushing her, she loves it and she gets relaxed. So I've never really understood why she gets anxious about the brush grooming. That nail trims is a different thing, but I don't know. I think she just has to invent drama.
Right.
There's no just to give me a hard time.
It's a high profile issue to have, okay?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
a high profile. They know they're dramatic. It
Yeah,
comes with the territory. I think the Shibas and the Frenchies have it
yeah,
innately in them, just because
I
they were probably
agree.
worshipped for so long that sometimes you just get bored of things. You need to create some problems. It makes things more fun that way.
I couldn't agree more.
Neither could Suki.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then next up after this, we'll finish here. We have
Yeah.
health-related anxiety rooted in pain or medical conditions. The triggers
Mm,
are discomfort, illness, hormonal changes. And then the signs are sudden behavior changes, irritability, and avoidance as well, too. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think like anything, right? Like your health all determines things that can happen later. They're all connected to each other.
mm,
All the systems in the body are connected to each other. Good health promotes, good sense of being, can reduce anxiety as well too, or physical stress or physical pain, especially when you speak to holistic doctors about everything being connected. If you are feeling mental stress, that relates to the physical and vice
mm.
versa too. They both have to be in a good state in order to, be functioning properly. Same thing with pets as well. If you have health related issues, inadvertently this can cause anxiety in your pet as well. I can definitely see that.
Definitely. I especially if any part of it is painful, that can be anxiety triggering. But also, like you said, if they're just not feeling zen, if they're not
Right.
feeling at peace, they can tell something's wrong, then that's going to affect their mental state or vice versa. Um, we some of the stress responses are physical because it manifests physically. But yeah, the poor pets who might have a chronic health condition or maybe they're going through cancer treatment, I would think for any being that would be really stressful and anxiety inducing.
So overall here for everything that we covered, and we're going to do a part two for you guys on the next podcast where we're going to be able to get into CBD. We're going to get into L-theanine. We're going to get into valerian root. We're going to get into chamomile. We're going to get into passion flower. We're going to do a deep dive into these ingredients that we use for Zen Frenz and how these can assist in supporting calming and anxiety relief for your pets, especially in these situations that we're talking about that are stressful for pets, where they can use a little bit more Zen. But important to know that here for everything that we talked about, pets can have more than one type of anxiety at the same time. Anxiety often shows differently in dogs than it does in cats. and early signs are often subtle and can get missed. So it's up to you as a
Mm,
pet owner to really be monitoring your pet in these situations, especially when they're at a young age, to see, are you noticing any of those signs that we talked about today? Those subtle behaviors that go along with those situational, spatial type, anxieties for your pets. And then if you can, then you can begin the process of working on it for them and working through those with the various type research that you're going to do with your pets to make sure that they can feel good in various situations, because all of these things are unavoidable. We're not going to
mm,
isolate our pets and not interact with people and not travel with them and meet new people and be in new spaces and go on grooming visits and go on vet visits and all these different things. We're going to do that with our pets. The key, though, is, can we have them feel comfortable and normalized for them as well, and work through that. And I think that's then where we're making some progress as we work through those different things. And every pet is different, which we're coming to find today.
absolutely well said. I'm excited to dig into the ingredients because I honestly don't know every single one. So it'll be a learning experience for me as well to dive in. I mean, I've heard of chamomile forever for being, drink some chamomile tea before bedtime and you'll be nice and relaxed. So I'm looking, passion flower I don't know much about, so I'm excited to learn more as well.
Yeah, we'll get our history ears on
Yeah.
and eyes on as well too. Dive in a little bit about, human history and how we've, used all these herbal remedies for forever, but still relevant till today. We're here in 2025, and not only are humans using those all natural, non-drowsy, calming property products for ourselves, but also now our pets can benefit from those as well too. And we're going to be on the forefront of that here at Zen Frenz, offering products like supplements that are going to help your pet stay zen in stressful occasions, but not using drowsy pharmaceutical ingredients in these products, looking to achieve this through ingredients that are going to be all natural, non-drowsy, non-sedative, and we'll get into CBD, valerian root, chamomile, passion flower,
Yeah.
L-tryptophan, and GABA in the next Zen Friends podcast that Erika and I can do. Also, to remind you all, this week, go on zenfriends.com, use code fireworks, and you will get 25% off any order you place on the website. We're hoping you have a good New Year's Eve out there. 2025 was great, but 2026 is going to be even better, Erika,
Because it's
as
an
we step
even
into the new
year.
year. It's an even year,
Yeah,
so we're
it's an
feeling good
even
about
year.
that.
And so we're going to help our furry friends feel nice and even and relaxed and ready for new experiences. Nice and zen. Bring Zen
Let's
into the new
go.
year.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
We're
Come on,
pumped about
Suki,
Zen.
let's get Zen.
Let's get Zen.
All right. Well, thank you guys, everyone, so much. Happy New Year out there to everyone on
Happy
the
New
Zen
Year.
Friends podcast. Erika Nowlan, thank you so much for joining in today. Make sure to go give her a follow on Instagram at Sukiyaki Shiba on Instagram, and zenfriends.com. Use your code fireworks this week for 25% off. We'll catch you guys in 2026.
All right. Happy New Year, everyone.
See you guys.